After my last video about the brutal truth about living here, hundreds of people in the comments said, thanks for the warning, I'm going to go unpack my bags. The move to Mongolia is cancelled. But mixed in with all these jokes, the biggest question you guys asked me is why? Why would you stay here in Mongolia? People hear Mongolia and they immediately think of an expat Mongolian dream, or excuse me, as the comment section reminds me, the immigrant Mongolian dream. Before I show you around the homestead, I want to share a massive tip. This weekend is the Naadam holidays, so thousands of foreigners will be visiting Mongolia and arriving right now. If you need local currency, Mongolian Tugrugs, don't waste your holiday spending time in lines at the bank. They have a branch at the airport and 6 brand new ATMs across the city. I use these myself because the interface is incredibly simple. As you can see, you literally just scan your passport, insert your cash or bank card, and you get your Tugrugs quickly and safely. And the best part, there are absolutely zero fees for cash currency exchanges. So to skip the lines, just scan the code on the screen now or hit the link in the description to find the closest SendMN ATM. And a huge thanks to SendMN. Now let's get back to the homestead. Foreigners completely romanticize this place with its freedoms, living off-grid, riding horses across the steppe, becoming self-sufficient, escaping the 9-to-5 city life. I mean, to be honest, that's exactly what we're trying to do here. But the brutal truth is that this is not the Mongolian dream for the people that actually grew up here and live here. But before we get into that, I thought I would do a little bit of an update, how things have been going. Of course, we haven't been posting so regularly. This summer has been extremely busy. So this area out here, we did a video not so long ago where we were starting to build the outside section. It is now complete. We have kind of planted off everything. So we actually have 12 raised beds. So it's nice that it's actually in sections so we can plant different crops in each section. Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of things. We got beetroots, we got Brussels sprouts, we have different types of cabbages, white cabbage, red cabbage, the Chinese cabbage, which we're going to make some kimchi with later on this year, white onion, red onion, leeks, mixed carrots, celery, yeah, potatoes, a few, radishes, yeah, just a whole mix of things. And what we have out here, this is enough for our family and our immediate family, so we can be self-sustaining with the garden this size. It's a lot of work, but it's much less work than it's been the last couple of years, where we put down the cloth, we put down stones, so the weeds are coming through a little bit, but not as much as before. We've been going around, of course, we're going to have to take some weeds out because of the compost, but it's much easier than what it was before. So in the small summer greenhouse, I have a couple of chilies because I had too many, so I put some in here. We have some more tomatoes in here. We have some more sweet peppers, some onions, mixed salad, some different pok choys and all different things. Yeah, it's nice. I wish it was bigger, but it's nice to have in this kind of area of the garden, and yeah, extra space to grow. But now that it has warmed up in Mongolia, we can take all our fruit trees out. We have different trees. These are all fig trees. I've put them here so they have a little bit of sun, a little bit of shade, so they can kind of acclimatize to being out in the Mongolian full sun. But nice to have them out. The winter greenhouse is doing good. It's actually starting to slow down a little bit in here because it's the middle of the summer. Well, will be the middle of the summer. But yeah, nice to have a little bit more space in here. Yeah, so all our raised beds, we have the tomatoes and cucumbers that are pretty much touching the roof. Soon we are actually going to start another round. Yeah, we still have a lot of things in here. Wow, 32 degrees in here, so it's a little bit warm. But we have, yes, some fig trees inside here. I want to have some outside, some inside, different things. That's guava tree, South African guava tree. This one over there, that's a curry leaf. Some oregano, different strawberries, rosemary bush, some basil that we have in there, different things, lemongrass. We've actually started already a whole bunch new cucumbers, because the cucumbers have kind of grown all the way to the top. So it'll be nice to get something started again. Onto the other side. Beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. These really, really, really nice. All different types, yeah. And the crazy asparagus bush. Yep, so we've actually, over here we had passion fruit. We didn't think it was worth it. We weren't getting so much passion fruit, so we decided that we're going to change it into a strawberry raised bed section. Of course, we have a lot of things. That's all the pomegranates. We have a lot more space in here. A couple of weeks ago, this was an absolute jungle when we had all the pots, all the fruit trees, everything inside of here. So nice to have a little bit more space. So that's kind of how our winter greenhouse is going on at the moment. We would normally have a lot more, but it's been a crazy busy summer. So I have not been able to focus so much about growing new things. I always like to try out different things, but next year we'll have more time to kind of do the growing side. But yeah, so we were discussing a little bit about the Mongolian dream. In reality, if you speak to any young Mongolians, their dream is pretty much to escape the harsh climate that you have here, definitely for better opportunities, whether it's work or education. Maybe go to another country like South Korea or Japan or Europe. But for those who actually want to stay in Mongolia, it's slightly different. So while the modern local's dream is kind of to escape the realities of the steppe, maybe move to the city, have a really good job, a good apartment, central heating, build a big business, maybe get a fancy apartment in Zaisan, drive a very nice car. That is like, I mean, we've all had that dream. I had that dream as well when I was younger, that having a good job, having nice things was important, and worked really hard for them. But this Mongolian dream that we have, you also got to work really hard to make it work, but it can be rewarding. So at the back of the property, we actually have this pumpkin trellis with some chives as well. Fortunately, they're doing okay this year. Last year was not so okay because we had some frost in the evenings and they really, really struggled. It was this year, actually, we had snowfall on the 20th of June. We had quite a lot of snow that night and they would have died. So fortunately, we waited until the end of June to put them out. So they're a bit small, but hopefully they will grow and give us some nice pumpkins this year. Hopefully. Our chickens are doing okay. We unfortunately lost one like 2 weeks ago. Some reasons, it's, I don't know, just something happens. Sometimes you just lose chickens and you don't really understand why, but okay, can't see them so much today. They're hiding, it's really, really warm. So this is our 60-meter square chili greenhouse where we've been growing all of our chilies. Inside here we have 360 chili plants. I showed you this last year. We're doing things a little bit different inside here. We're going a little bit less on the super hots. So we have super hots, but we growing a couple of different varieties this year. The one that I'm really excited for is we have gachugaru, which is the chili flakes that we use to make kimchi. So normally I just buy it from the Korean shops and make our own kimchi that way. But it's going to be really, really nice to do it with our own chilies. So one thing I wanted to show you guys, which we've installed this year, which we didn't have last year. So here we have the 1,000 liters, which comes into a pump, which then goes to a filter, comes down the manifold pipe into the center, and then runs across all the way for the 4 different lines that we have in here. We need to sort out the electricity as well, but we have on-off switches here so we can regulate it, which is going to a drip line. We are using 8-liter drippers, which I was getting divided into 2, and coming up with this simple little dripper peg that goes in there, and so much easier. Last year was definitely the hardest learning curve with growing the chilies, is the watering system. Last year we were watering by hand, and in the peak of the summer we were watering twice a day, and it would take about 2 hours. So I'd spend 3.5 to 4 hours every single day during the summer watering, because these chili plants, the 360 chili plants, they will use up 1,000 liters of water in one watering. And yeah, in the peak of the summer, that could be 2,000 liters. At the moment, the roots are still kind of young, kind of small, so they're not sucking up the water. So we're watering them about 2 to 3 days. But soon in late July, August, they're going to be drinking a lot. So that's going to save so much time watering the summer. So this is the other little project that we have been working on. It's been continued for quite a long time. You saw us, if you've been following this channel, we built this whole deck. Now we've actually enclosed everything. Last year we put windows on that side. This year, this summer, we've been working on actually putting all windows on this side as well. There's no glass at the moment, so we need to get the glass in. But yeah, so this is all can open up during the summer. We've been working on building a sliding door. So we will put glass there on the top and the bottom, close it all off, so that when it is windy here in Mongolia, which it is pretty often, we can close everything off and we can enjoy a good game of snooker. So yeah, it's a big project, but slowly but surely, just putting it all together. I read every single comment that you guys send, and actually the most common theme is, you know, why the hell would you put yourself through this? And I get it. The extremely long, cold winters, a little bit of the isolation, the amount of work that goes into running a homestead. I get it. I absolutely do. I get that this is not everybody's dream, that it's okay to have a dream that you want to have an apartment or live in a city and have an successful job, and that's okay too. Well, this is just our Mongolian dream. And I also wanted to be completely honest with you guys. A lot of the videos I show you around, I show you the greenhouse, what we do in the garden, the summer greenhouse, the solar panels, the homestead. And it's not at all any way of me trying to brag about what I have in Mongolia. There's many Mongolians that don't have the things that we have, and I'm very grateful that we have. We've worked really hard to fix all this. But it's not at all to brag about what we have. I'm just trying to be inspiring to you watching the video. Of course, I think people that watch this video have this interest in mind, and I want to be encouraging that you can start and follow your dreams. So whatever your dream is, whether it's to have a big business or to have a homestead and try to live self-sustaining, whatever your dream is, don't be scared of the work. It's going to be a struggle and you're going to have to put some time into it, but it can be extremely, extremely rewarding. So I just encourage you, follow your dream. Come play me. Hey. So follow your dream wherever it may take you. Okay guys, thank you so much. Love you to bits, and we'll see you in the next one. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.